Hey yo, welcome back to the Pac-Man special. It's your boy Pac-Man. We back at it again with another deck profile for you. As you can see from the thumbnail, we just finished top 8 in Egman's triple box tournament. So huge shout out to Egman for hosting such a good event. For $10, I can't, I had to hop into it. I was able to get home in time because I didn't know if I was going to be able to play, but I hopped into the event. He ran the event after his subathon on Twitch, so I know he was super tired. He gave us so much One Piece content over the last 48 hours and really all week, and he does it every week. So if you guys are not following him on YouTube, check him out. If you're not following him on Twitch, also check him out there. He does wonderful work for the community, and show him some love. Give him his flowers while we can. All right, but as you can see, like I said, we did go ahead and get top 8 with the boy GPD, green purple Dofi. If you down with GPD, yeah, you know me. All right, so green purple Dofi, if you don't know what he does, he untaps 2 Dawn at the end of turn. He's just a 5k leader with 4 life. We don't have our I love you Don yet, so we ran the 10 Sanji Don. We're working on trying to get the 10 I love you Don. We're only at 2. I got 4 more coming, so really at 6. I need 4 more. So if you guys got the I love you Don and you want to hook your boy up, holla at me. Drop it in the comments and get in touch with me. But yeah, green purple Dofi, 4 life leader, can play green and purple, 5k attack, and at the end of every turn he just untaps 2 Dawn. It's really big. This reminds me of Super Saiyan 3 Goku, or you can also say it reminds you of Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 from Dragon Ball if you guys are Dragon Ball fans. And Dofi's just so cool. I never alt a deck out because it's always super expensive in the beginning, but I was able to get good deals and make some good trades for the Dofi leader. And I also, well, not for the Dofi leader, but for the Dofi alts, and I pulled the alt art out of my super pre-release packs, so you guys could go back and look at the short from there. But let's go ahead and dive into the deck profile, and then after the deck profile I'll give you guys my matchups. It was a 6-round tournament, basically, and what we're gonna do first, we're gonna start with our 2Ks. So first 2K we have is Buena Vista, and Buena Vista is your searcher. You never really want to play it unless you don't have like your Nami, which is your main search engine in the deck, and Nami just generates you so much value to where you can just find all your 2Ks. We played 2 Shiki, that helps counteract us playing a Buena Vista if we have to. Hopefully we only have to play one of these a game, and we're being able to see what we need. And then lastly, the last 4 2Ks we played was the Tony Chopper film 2K that we can go ahead and search off of Buena Vista or Nami. This 2K package felt fine. I did run 9 when I played it at Knoxville, and we kind of bumped it up to 10 just so we can have more 2Ks and being able to get out of those counter attacks. Some decks run 12 2Ks. 12's fine. If you guys need more 2Ks, you can run the full set of 12, but we decided to make space for tech cards, and our first tech card that we played was Bart. Bart is a promo that you got from the event packs. If you don't have these, you don't necessarily need them. I'm playing them because they are a card that basically just either one, he becomes another blocker for me, because at the end of turn I can tap him and untap a film character, so that's really cool. And since he's film, you can search him as well off the Nami and the Buena Vista, which is really cool. So we only ran this at 2, and each time I've played it, he's actually helped me a lot, allow me to swing with like my Namis or any of my film cards and just untapping them. So it's super cool, and you can play him off the Luffy, which we'll show later. We played 4 sugars. I was on 3 before. 3 felt fine, but having the 4th was just so good, man. Being able to see at least 2 of these a game is really good, and you kind of want to see them. You want to hold 1 for late game, and then that way if they play a blocker, you can just tap it down, because most blockers that are played late game are 4 costs or less, unless there's like a queen or something of that nature. Spoiler alert, we don't play queen in the deck. We elected for a different tech card, and I'll show you that sauce here in a little bit. But yeah, sugar on play, you tap down a 4 cost or less, and then once per turn, if your leader is a Donquixote pirate, which Dofi is, you can tap sugar, and it happens on the very first card they play, and then tap anything on their board, whether it's a card that's being played, something that has an attack or blocker, you can tap it down. If you have 2 sugars on board, they both trigger, and you can tap 2 things. So I actually got that off once today, was having 2 sugars in the tournament, and it actually won me the game. It sealed the deal. So knowing when to play sugar and when not to play it is very, very crucial. Our main search agent is Nami. Nami's just so clutch, man. Being able to filter through your deck. I do wish she looked at 5 cards instead of 3. That way we can filter faster, because sometimes bottom decking my events or bottom decking my non-Donquixote or non-film cards like my 10 drop or my sugars, it kind of hurts a little bit, but she just generates so much value the longer she stays on board. The next film card we play is Uta. Uta just generates value by minusing 1 Don. You can tap down something 5 costs or less, and it's really good. She's filmed, so she's definitely searchable. I do wish that she didn't minus the Don, but you know, you have to give and take, and she's 1k counter if you need it. Some decks have ran the 4/6 at 3 or 4. We elected to go to 2. 2 feels fine. We ran Zoro over the starter deck one because Zoro looks cooler. So you can run any 4/6 you want that's film. You have 2 options. You can go 1 and 1 if you want. But the other one just has this weird text box, and we like full arts. I elected to go down to 2 guild. I didn't like 3. I played it at 3, and it just felt bad drawing into the guild too early. Because I never really wanted to establish it too soon, and you know, establishing this too soon can hurt. It also can help, but I like to play this on my 8 Don turn or my 6 Don turn. I never really want to play it on, you know, I really never want to play it on the 6 Don turn because we have another card in that slot that we want to play. But we want to see this late game, and seeing guild late game, just being able to minus 2 Don and draw 2 cards is really good. And if you pair this with the Bart, you just untap it every turn. My favorite tech card, and shout out to my boy Davion. We test a lot. He came up with this idea because I was running King when I very first got the deck, because the deck lacks removal, but Krieg just wins you so many games. And the main 2 matches you want to see Krieg is the mirror and yellow. Being able to drop this on curve when you go second is just backbreaking, because if you drop this on 6 Don against Katakuri or the mirror, they have no way to remove it. It's a 6k body. Well, it's a 6k cost and 7k body. And then on play, you just trash a card and KO 2 things in rest mode. So you kill their Nami, you kill their Udas, or things like that they have tapped, and it just gives you tempo back in your favor. And then the beauty about it is on your turn on the crackback, you just attach 1 Don and swing 8 double. So they either give you 2 cards or you they take a double. I like to throw the 10 as a double because I want 3 cards out of your hand, because if I just put 8, you just give me 2 2Ks. If I put 10, now you have to give me 3 2Ks. And if you don't have the 3 2Ks, you're just gonna take the double. And now as a Katakuri player, you're not in a position to big mom because I've already pressured you earlier. So either I dwindle your hand down, so now you can't play your cards out of trigger, or you just go down to less life and you're just in a tough pickle, right? Backbone of the deck, as you can see, the playmat is Luffy. Luffy's just too good, man. Luffy for 7, generating 2 bodies, getting, you know, being able to basically say Luffy's 3 and then you play a 4 cost or less, or 2 costs or 3 costs or whatever you need to play. You can play Bart off of this, Uta off of this, Nami off of this. You can play a 2k counter off of this if you wanted to. We never really want to do that, but it is an option. And you just have so many options. Playing the 4/6 Zoro is just really, really good, and being able to have the Luffy is really good because he's also a blocker, and then if you need to, you can use him as a 7k attacker on the back end. So he's already putting you 2 Don over most of the leaders being at 5k. We got the big boss himself, aka Mr. Selfie. If I play this on you in person, just know we're taking a selfie, and it's all for fun. I don't mean it to be disrespectful at all, but it's just cool because he actually looks like he's taking a selfie. So just be prepared to take a selfie with me, and we're just gonna make a short for the video for YouTube and get the likes and stuff. So Dofi on play, you just freeze 3 things, and we did get our freeze tokens from a different game. So shout out to my hero for making these, because this is, I finally have something to use these for. So we actually use these to freeze 3 things, and he's just a 10k body, and forcing people to play around this is really funny because they be like, oh, I don't want to swing, and then they don't. It just buys you a turn if they don't play around it, and then if they do play, if they play into it, it still buys you a turn. So 10 drop Dofi is cool, and we play 4 because it's not searchable, and we definitely want it to be searchable. Next we have the 1 Gum Gun Jet Gatling. Because we run so many non-counter cards, we want to have at least 1 of these. You can arguably play this at 2, and that might be something that I test out, just so I can have more ways to get non-counters out of my hand and not be stuck with them, and I can generate value. One of the cool things that I also like to do is turn this into a 2k itself by using a 1k to pitch with it, because if you pitch the 1k off of this, you basically turn this into a 2k and use the 1k at the same time, or you use this and a non-counter just to basically do the 3k. We did do 3 Thunder Bagua. Bagua is just good, and if we go back to Gatling, they have the same trigger. You just add a Don from your Don deck to in your Don area in rest mode, or if you're at 2 or less life when you use this counter, you just ramp 1 as well. So it helps put you back in the game, because when they make you go first, you want to have ways to get back into your curve, because being on curve on that, you know, that even curve just allows you to generate the Don to play your 10 drop on curve, being able to do Luffy on 8 and then play a Nami and then tap 1 to search with the Nami. So that's something that's really cool there to do. So that was those 4 events, because we're on 12 events. Most lists do run 12, and there's an argument to go down to 10. And the last 2 cards we played was Punk Gibson and Spiderweb. Pump Gibson just taps down a 4 or less and gives you 4k counter, and it costs 2. So since we untap 2 Don every turn, we're able to use this at least once, or Spiderweb or Thunder Bagua, which is really cool. And then the trigger here is just to tap something down. So if they hit this out of trigger and you need to tap something, you can actually set up Krieg with this really good if it's your first life. When they swing at you when you're going into your 6 Don turn, boom, pop this, tap something, or you know, if you had one in hand, use it, tap something. And then Spiderweb just really clutch. It's just a bigger Paradise Waterfall, and there's argument to play Paradise Waterfall in the list, and I may try it because as a one of and see, you know, there's a lot of one of fun ofs that you can do in this deck, which is really cool. But it just untaps anything, so you swing, combo out of a, you know, go to 9 and then untap something that you want to keep protected, or block, use this, untap a blocker, which is really cool. So that's the 50 card list. Obviously we can't play more than 50 cards. I wish we could go to like 52, but you know, it just shows which way you guys can go about it, and you know, just try to figure out different ways to build a deck. I have another list that I got from Butters. If you guys want to see that list, let me know. I'll go ahead and do a deck profile on that as well. But that list is untested in my hands. It's definitely tested in his hands, and it's actually a really good deck. He enjoys it, and we've kind of been talking about it. But yeah, that was GPD. So if you down with GPD, type in the comments. Yeah, you know me, you feel me? But yeah, Green Purple Dofi is actually probably my favorite deck out of the new set of OP04. So yeah, definitely check it out. Build it. Let me know what you guys think. If you're a GPD player, you know, just let me know. Green Purple Dofi is really cool, man. It's a really good deck. If you guys have any problems, tell me to kiss your ears. Oh, before we close out, let's go over our matchups. So round 1 we had to play against Croc, Blue Croc, and that matchup was actually really close. He played a blocker at the end, and he kind of like cleared most of my board, but I still had 2 attacks, and he only had I think it was no life. I put him at 0, and he played the blocker. So basically I played Sugar, and Sugar tapped down the blocker, and then I just threw the 2 bodies at him and won the game that way. Round 2 was Whitebeard. Whitebeard actually played into a Sugar. He swung with his board, and then he went to try to kill me with the Luffy. But Sugar was on board, and then I tapped the Sugar to tap the Luffy, so he didn't have a swing. And he had 3 down up, so we just made our board swings into enough to get there. He was a really cool player. Round 3 was against Law. We lost that game. My camera cut out on me, so unfortunately we had the little webcam blues of the camera cutting out. Round 4 was Nami. I was just able to establish a board fast enough, throw a bunch of 5s at him, get his hand low, and then even with him hitting a couple, I think he hit 2 triggers to draw 2 cards out of life, we still got there. And it was just able to make my board big enough to where he couldn't get there. Round 5 was the mirror match. It was really close. I saw a guild first. I was able to establish guild going into my 10-don turn. I didn't see a 10 drop actually in that game, and he saw 2. And I was able to kind of like play around the 10 drop a little bit because I knew I wasn't getting into mine, and my hand just got really big because of guild, and he also couldn't kill guild at least for 1 turn, and guild generated me 4 cards. Round 6 was Katakuri. I saw the Krieg in that matchup, and Krieg just won the game. I actually went first, and I was able to ramp, and I saw Krieg and a Sugar. So seeing Krieg and Sugar in that matchup was just really clutch. And then in top 8, we played against Cat, which was the same player. He won the die roll. The first game we kind of got close. I got him down to 0. He was just able to survive and then kill me on the crackback. Game 2, I saw the Krieg. Krieg won the match. And then game 3 came down to me drawing a Sugar, and I couldn't draw the Sugar to win the game, but they were really good games with all my opponents. All my opponents played phenomenally. And yeah, I can't wait till the next one, Eggman, so I'll be on the lookout for that. Hopefully I have the time to continue to play as well. But yeah, if you guys haven't done it already, like I said, make sure you guys go ahead and give Eggman some love. Follow him on Twitch and YouTube. Drop it down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think of the deck, and if anybody's got a problem with you, tell them kiss your ears, because that's what I do. Peace, love, happiness. Keep God first, man. I'm out of here. Gone.